Hey awesome viewers, join me, the nutritionist on two wheels, as we ride into a world of healthy living, tasty eats, and epic adventures. Good afternoon, good people. Today is a good day despite the weather, the rains. We are on this side of Langata. And today I want us to use a different route. This is another link road, the road that will link us, that links Langata Road to Ngong Road. The last time I used this road, it was still under construction, so this will be my first time since the completion, so it's been years. So I want to go to the other side of town and to go to Westlands. I didn't even check how long the distance is, but we shall estimate. So to join this road, you have to take, if you're coming from town, you have to take a U-turn, and then you'll just branch off just after Langata Cemetery. So that the bypass is below us. And this, I think these are NHC apartments, houses. Yeah, the last time I was here, I used that stretch of the service lane when it was still off-road. Okay, so hapa, this is Kibera. I've been using the southern bypass to get to the other side. I just want to see how long this will take me. If this will be shorter, this is what I'm going to be using. I frequent Langata Road a lot. Tushafika the other side, okay. Yeah, so this is the road that goes to Olympic. Behind Prestige, this should be Prestige. Ah, 2 minutes. I didn't even check my time. Okay. So we are already on Ngong Road. So we'll just cut across. Since I started riding, I've been stopped by a cop twice. I find this Ngong Road T junctions, it's not even a T junction, these junctions to be so there's always so much going on. I'm better off waiting for the traffic lights, because you never know a car is going to come out from which direction. Okay, so this is hey, what road is this? Aguin Skozek? Asha. This road will take us to Yaya. Yaya is just right in front of us. Is it? I think this is Kindaruma. The road on my left. This one. Now, why I don't like such roads is the confusion that goes on here. Yeah, so Yaya Center is on my right. So this is the area of Kilimani stroke Halingam. So we'll proceed straight on. Even here I always wait for the traffic lights. So if we turn right, this is the road that takes us to Bali Road. Or if you want to go to Nairobi Hospital. Okay, we're going to go and join Oloitoktok Road, and then we ride down to Chiromo. So today let's talk about infant reflux. Before I introduce the topic, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am the nutritionist on two wheels, where we talk about all things nutrition related or all things bike. I like riding for adventure, most importantly for the convenience that comes with it. And I'm also here to impact knowledge So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If there's anything you would want us to talk about, feel free to comment. So this is Ole Tok Tok Road. So this area is Kileleshwa. So the road straight on will take you to Lavington, James Geshoro. This is what we are going to use. Then we join Chiromo. So infant reflux may also be known as gastroesophageal reflux, and this occurs when contents or food in the stomach come back towards the esophagus. They pass through the sphincter and come up. And mostly in infants, the sphincter is that valve where food normally passes through from the esophagus, from that pipe into the stomach. So this may occur from infants from the age below 8 weeks old up to 1 year, and more often than not it resolves itself. In the case where it becomes persistent, seeking medical advice is the best alternative. So for babies below 6 months of age, we advocate for exclusive breastfeeding. In fact, babies don't really go through so much problems through exclusive breastfeeding. Yani, we can never have enough of saying how important exclusive breastfeeding is, both their benefits to both both the baby and mother. Okay. And how can you tell that the baby has reflux? More often than not, you will see the milk coming out, or immediately after feeding, the baby may appear sick, or there may be coughing involved, or hiccups. Though hiccups in infants is also normal, not just because especially on newborns, the moment you start seeing the baby hiccuping, you're like, oh, there's reflux. No. Higher. Then, so how do you manage reflux? Positioning is very important, especially during feeding. If you're not breastfeeding, if you're breastfeeding, just make sure you've latched the baby well, properly, for proper feeding, so that the baby does not also suckle or end up taking in a lot of air. So positioning is important, positioning and latching. Even if you're bottle feeding the baby, you also need to be very particular with the way that you're feeding the baby. It's recommended that you position the baby in a way like you are also breastfeeding them, and then the bottle shouldn't be like straight on, like 180 degrees. It should be at an angle, but I'll come to that. Then if the baby has passed 6 months, so then the baby is feeding solids, make sure that the baby has sat upright, is in upright position. And wait at least 30 minutes after feeding for them to be in a lying position, or if you're going to change their position, just to allow the food not to come up. So we also have feeding techniques. This I will address if you're using bottle feeding. As I mentioned, you feed at an angle as opposed to letting the bottle be straight or 180 degrees. Then don't let the baby just to feed and finish whatever amount of milk you had put. If it was 90 ml, you expect the baby to finish that at a go. Let the baby feed like 1, 2, 3, and then you pause. 1, 2, 3, you pause, like that. Which will also take us to the other way to manage or prevent refluxes. Do not overfeed the baby. Higher. If you're exclusively breastfeeding the baby, there are feeding cues. Once the baby is full, the baby will stop feeding. So you just let them be. You should respect the hunger or feeling of fullness. If you're bottle feeding, again, your pediatrician or dietitian will do the calculations for you. So they may have told you feed the baby every 3 hours, you feed 60 ml, depending on the age and fluid requirements that the baby needs. So don't increase. There's a reason why a certain amount of feed at a time is recommended. So we've talked about positioning, feeding techniques. Overfeeding is also something else. Don't give the baby so much food. Even this also, even so long as the baby has feeding solids, don't give this baby a whole cup of porridge or food or blended food, and the baby is 6 months old. You expect it to finish. The baby is definitely going to experience some discomfort. Another way is small frequent meals. You will never go wrong by just giving something small many times. So you can feed every 2 hourly or 3 hourly, depending on the baby's needs. Another way to manage reflux, you can elevate the baby's head when they're lying down by putting their head on a soft pillow, or depending on the type of crib the baby has. So you just elevate the position of the head to prevent reflux from happening. Another important thing is the thickness of meals. The thicker the baby's food, the lesser the chances of reflux. And this definitely this makes sense if the baby has already passed 6 months and you've already introduced solid foods. So even when you're preparing the baby's food, it shouldn't be too light. So that thickness is important. And then remember, the thickness from 6 months will definitely increase with age. So whatever you are giving this baby at 6 months shouldn't be the same food that you're giving the baby at 9 months. At 9 months, the baby should be able to eat mashed foods, almost whole foods, like a banana, like a melon, without the seeds. Huku kuna kaaje sasa? I don't know if there's something I've left out. Positioning, feeding techniques, thickened foods, elevation. I think I've mentioned pretty much of the ways, most of the ways. Then if you feel like the baby is a lot of food is coming up a lot. Please do not fail to seek assistance from the pediatrician. You have nothing to lose. Better safe than sorry. And then in the event if you're not exclusive breastfeeding, or even after the baby has turned 6 months and you're still giving breast milk, you're expressing milk, we advocate for cup feeding as opposed to bottle feeding. You end up avoiding, you bypass most of these problems. And then even how you prepare the infant formula, if you really shake the bottle, if you really stir a lot, because of the formation of bubbles. So you just use cup and spoon, or just cup. That will be easier. It will be easier for you, correct? And we are in Westlands. This is Karuna Road. Sarit is or was on my right. So thank you for the company. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until the next video, have a good one, good people.